I have found a vintage Hermes gem. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you a really cool vintage Hermes piece that I found recently. So let's get right into it. I found this vintage Hermes piece when I was at an antiques fair a couple of weeks back now, and I wanted to show you what it is like. So this is a vintage Hermes scarf. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's going to be kind of tricky to unbox, but let me show you. So this is the front. I'll take off the lid. And it is a vintage Hermes scarf. I can show you. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but it is, I believe, the 90 by 90 size silk scarf. It's kind of hard to show, but it is a vintage Hermes silk scarf, and in this beautiful green, blue and gold shades. It has a gorgeous crest here. Let me see if I can show you. Where is it? So if I hold it up the correct way, you might be able to see it. This is what the scarf looks like. Really awkward to show you, but it has this man on a hunt, I think was what it looks like to me, with dogs around him. And then underneath that it has Hermes Paris in gold. Let me come a little bit closer. So you can see there it has the Hermes Paris underneath in gold, and then underneath that at the bottom it has, now I'm going to totally butcher this because I do not do any French, Chines El Valles? That is definitely not right. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I've been doing a little bit of research trying to find out a little bit of information about this scarf and see if there's any more out there, because I know it is quite old, but I found some information about it online, so let me tell you a little bit more about it. So there wasn't a whole pile of information online, but I did see that one of these scarves sold on First Dibs. So on their website they have that it's an Hermes silk scarf, Chines et Valles, and it is by Jean-Charles Hallot, and it is circa 1965. So that is amazing that this scarf is in perfect condition from 1965. I absolutely love that. Like, that is amazing to me. It was like probably never worn. If you know, if anyone did ever wear it, it was very well minded, that is for sure. So yeah, the story about me getting it. I was at an antiques fair in Cork a couple of weeks back, and I went over to one of the antique stalls and I saw this orange Hermes box on the counter, and of course my curiosity was piqued. I love a bit of Hermes, so I spoke to the guy there and he told me that he bought the Hermes scarf a couple of years back in an auction in Monte Carlo. So he said the scarf had been sitting in his drawer at home for a couple of years because he forgot he even bought it at the time. And yeah, I really thought that it was amazing that it actually came all the way from Monte Carlo directly to Ireland to be sold to me. But yeah, on the box even there has the inside writing. Let me show you. So you can see here on the inside lid of the box it has the Hermes in a circle here with the Hermes logo and horse and cart symbol. And then if I just bring this in a bit closer, you can see here that the Hermes writing is all in France. What? It's all in French even. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what it says exactly. I'll try Google Translate that actually at some point, but yeah, that is written in French, which is really nice, and that is the original box and packaging with it. And yeah, I just thought that was really cool. It is such a unique piece, and from it to be from 1965, it is amazing. I've had an Hermes Twilly before, but it was in the wrong colours for me, so I gave that away. So I don't longer have that, but I always liked the Hermes silk. And this is an incredible piece to have, and I got it for an absolute bargain. Like, when I tell you, I literally bought an Hermes silk scarf for a steal. Like, it was really, really such a bargain. So I'm so happy with this, and I think styling it will be fun because with the Hermes 90s by 90 scarves, I believe that there are so many options for styling it. You can even wear it as like a top, I think. Like, I've seen people on Pinterest and stuff like that, like wrap them around and tie them at the back as a top in summer. So I think that will be a really nice idea for the summertime. But for winter, obviously I'm going to wear it as an actual scarf. So I think, let me just see here, like really loosely you could style it just by like wrapping it around. This is going to be very rough now, but just to give you some ideas, you could wrap it around like so, kind of in a cowl neck. You could probably tie these underneath up a little bit better, like so. But I think it adds just such a touch of like elegance to an outfit. So scarves always do, but especially an Hermes one. So I think that would look nice. Even with this outfit, actually, that would go quite nicely. Or what I would probably do as well is style it over my trench coat, and I'd probably let it kind of fall down like this behind the collar. That is probably how I prefer to style it, because I generally like just leaving my scarves open around my neck when I'm wearing scarves anyway. That could be a nice little option. I think that's probably my favourite, because I love how, if you can see here, it kind of just teardrops down in like kind of a waterfall effect, the way the scarf is structured. Let me fix the back of it here. Yeah, you could definitely play around with these anyway in loads of different ways. Or you could probably tie it up like around your neck like that and really go for kind of more of a vintage Audrey Hepburn kind of style. Probably better with a smaller scarf, but even still, there's loads and loads of ways you can play around with these scarves. You could just do like a simple knot and leave it down like kind of like a boatman style, like so. Honestly, there are so many options, and there are like loads of different Pinterests out there, little Pinterest posts that have different ways of styling Hermes scarves depending on the size and stuff. So I will link some of those down below for you. But yeah, when I'm styling a scarf, I like to keep it simple, to be honest with you. Probably a little bit boring coming from me, but it's just the way I like to do it. Also, the colours on the scarf, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm obsessed with the colours on this. Like I say, I had an Hermes piece before, but the colours were all wrong in it for me. They were like these purples and pinks and blues, and I just found it hard. Now, obviously blue is one of my personal colours in my colour palette, but I just found it really hard to mix in the pink and the purple with anything. And it was a Twilly as well, so it didn't match any of my bags. But this one is just such a better colour palette for me. It has the gold in, like as you can probably tell, I wear a lot of warm tones with my colour palette. I have on a mango jacket today. This is a tweed style jacket with the gold button details, and it is, I think it's about 2 years old from Mango now, but they're doing a similar one this season actually, so I'll link that down below for you. And I've paired that with my vintage, all the vintage is coming out today. This is a pair of vintage earrings. They were given to me from my grandmother, so they're actually a clip-on earring. Let me show you up close. So they are, is that gonna focus now? Maybe. They're actually kind of like in this watch style design, which is quite unique, I think. So yeah, I love these earrings. But yeah, they were a vintage piece from my grandmother's collection. And yeah, I just have it paired on like just a white long sleeve top underneath that, and jeans and boots for today because it is actually the end of a storm. So yeah, I think this scarf would go really well with this outfit that I'm wearing right now if I just kind of styled it up a bit better. But yeah, I just love that it adds a touch of elegance, touch of style to any outfit. I think just having like any silk scarf in your collection really elevates an outfit. Yeah, there are some other options down below. It doesn't have to be Hermes, of course, so I will link those down below. There is an Irish brand as well doing little scarves like these at the moment, so I will link that down below. And I'll link a few other options as well. They're a bit more budget friendly, a bit more easier to find than a vintage Hermes piece from 1965 roughly. But it does go to show that if you are, you know, looking somewhere like an antiques fair that you might find an Hermes piece, like you never know what you could find. There is a vintage interior shop as well, like about 40 minutes drive from my house, and I came across a vintage pair of sunglasses out there from Saint Laurent. So I mean, I didn't purchase them or anything, but there are these like clear big like big oversized, I wouldn't even say aviator, they were like bigger than that again, pair of sunglasses, and they were like, I think they were like €150 or something. I didn't do too much looking at them when they're not really my style, but you never know what you could find in these pieces, or in these places I mean. So like definitely worth looking in antiques places, or if there's any like auction houses near you, you could always inquire there as well for vintage pieces like that. Because I mean, I would love to know the story about the scarf, like who in Monte Carlo had the scarf. Did they have it from around 1965? Was it in their family? Was it handed down to them? Because like I say, it's in perfect condition. I feel like it may be never worn or rarely worn, if that. And yeah, I would love to know the story behind these pieces. But that is the thing with antiques and vintage pieces, that there is a story behind them. Someone has loved them before you, and I just really love that sentiment behind buying something like this. So yeah, basically I'll wrap it up here. That is my latest Hermes piece into my collection. I have slowed down actually on buying designer items at the moment. I think I would rather like save up and buy like one special piece instead of just buying little bits and pieces. But yeah, like I say, I got this for a bargain and I'm so happy with it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good week.